here today at the Coleman Theater and for this opening production of Miami Little Theater's season. The show is great. You're going to love it. Just laugh out loud. It's great. We have other things that are coming up here at the Coleman that we are hoping that will be happening within from now till the end of the year. We are aging every week, and we check out the recommendations. We're trying our social distancing, and with that I would like to say we didn't have you come in today at these exit doors like we've been doing, but when you leave, those are available to you if you to kind of avoid the crowd, if you'd like to do that. You notice we didn't print out many tickets this time, and just anything we can do to go along with guidelines. We're trying just so that we can all get in here and enjoy ourselves in the theater and be safe and healthy. So we're glad you're here. We have in 2 weeks, Dennis James will be here with us for our silent film. He'll be playing the Mighty Wurlitzer organ. This guy is a fantastic musician, very entertaining person, and the movie is Alfred Hitchcock's Blackmail. I can't wait to see how they did the suspense movie right as they were starting to make talkies. In fact, Alfred Hitchcock made this movie as a talkie and as a silent film. And the script varies a little bit. So anyway, it'll be great. You'll need to come and see that. I believe 2 weeks after that, on October 23rd, the Blackwoods will be here presenting the gospel side of Elvis. So if you like gospel music, you know the Blackwood Quartet, and you know Elvis. So that's going to be a wonderful evening. We have David Phelps the following, two weeks after that. Then we will also have Elvis back in the building with Elvis Orbison and Cash, all of that before Thanksgiving. December's so packed full, I don't want to take any more of your time, but check our website, come back to events, and you don't want to miss what we've got in store for you here at the Coleman, that you came today to see a wonderful show. Welcome to Curtains.
say to that, Madam Marianne?
Would you like us to hold our horses? Hold your horses 1 second. I see someone taking aim at this here target.
But he can't win. There's already a bullet smack dab in the middle of the bullseye.
Why, he shot that other bullet in half. Well, no, not quite yet. Why, he shot that other bullet in half. I wonder whose face belongs to those lips I long to kiss.
This face!
Why, you're Ellen O'Dale, that friendly golfer from the East I was so crazy about. I thought you was all done with us.
Not when I finally found myself a home, a place where I belong, keeping company with the people I care most about.
You came to us as a stranger, rid this place of crime, and gave us new hope in ourselves. That's going to be one tough act to follow.
Well, how's this? Will you be my lawful wedded wife, Miss Nancy?
Oh, yes, I will. Oh.
Ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong. Wide open spaces, everywhere I look I see those wide open spaces where the future waits for you and me.
It's Kansas forever.
And wherever I may roam, I see those wide open spaces and know that Kansas is home. K-A-N-S-A-S, USA!
I'm being in shambles. I don't know what underneath the show.
So I noticed.
I was distracted all evening by some guy in the front row who kept waving his hands at me.
That's the conductor.
It's Kansas forever.
No, Boston Hospital's just down the street. It's okay. She's still got a pulse.
That's the first beat she's ever kept in her life.
Bobby, Ryan, can you have a carrier?
Why not? I've been carrying her all night.
Oh my God.
Holy Mother in Heaven.
Holy crap!
What? The reviews aren't good? What don't they like?
That we put on a show.
The Boston Globe says, if you loved Oklahoma, stay there as long as Robin Hood is running in Boston.
How about brings to mind Walt Disney's Pinocchio? Because the star is wooden and ought to be hung with piano wire and swallowed by the first whale that comes into the Boston harbor.
Well, who said that?
The Christian Science Monitor.
You're the producer, Carmen. I've sunk all of last year's profits from my 1958 lingerie line into this show. There must be something in these papers we can use.
Oh, let me consult with our writers. Georgia, Aaron, does debacle have two meanings?
No.
What a shame. Critics! Who'd want to make a living killing other people's dreams? What kind of man would take a job like that?
What kind of slob would take a job like that? Who couldn't be mean enough, base and obscene enough to take a job like that?
Wait a minute. Here's something in the Herald that co-star Jessica Cranshaw with a star vehicle that ought to be driven off a cliff.
What kind of mom would raise a boy like that?
Who'd want her baby to destroy like that?
Who could be jerking off hard enough for work enough to want a job like that? Oh, what kind of low-down, dirty bum? Oh, what kind of swinish, scurvy scum? Loathsome as they come, I wonder what kind of man would want a job like that?
What kind of man would squeeze your nuts like that? Who could be prick enough?
Mentally sick enough, who'd want to grow to be everyone's enemy? Critics are hated and so excoriated. Tell me what kind of man would want a job like?
Hey, get a load of this. The Cambridge Patriot says, considering the talent and experience of the veterans involved, Robin Hood is sure to be a huge Broadway smash.
What kind of genius has a mind like that? So perspicacious, wise and kind like that. Far from his mother's seat, she must be thrilled to see how he grew up to be such a brilliant company. Refined and reflected, with completely objective analysis of your heart. To be a man like
It's all well and good, but the Cambridge Patriot isn't the review we need. The Boston Globe is the review we need.
Funny, none of them mentioned Jessica fainting.
Well, she fainted during the bows when the critics dash out of the theaters to dash off their postmortems. Face it, we've gotten our notices, and we've been given notice.
I'm afraid you're right.
No, no, no. You two are just being oversensitive because you wrote the show. But this is just round one. When my husband and I produced our first musical, it was savaged out of town. But we rolled up our sleeves and we did a major rewrite. We took that show to Broadway. And the name of that show was Kiss Me, I'm Irish. Closed before the audience opened their playbills. My point is that this is a Sidney and Carmen Bernstein production. We decide if it goes to Broadway, not Daryl Grady of the Boston Globe.
So we're still shooting for Broadway.
Yes. Aaron, Georgia, you keep writing tunes that balance. And Oscar, you keep writing checks that don't.
That's all well and good, but what happens if our leading lady gets out of the hospital tomorrow? Who knows what happens next?
They just have her under observation. I'm sure she'll be out by the morning.
Is there no limit?
Sounds like our director.
Is there no limit?
He got such horrendous reviews.
Is there no limit, I ask you, to my unbridled brilliance?
Chris, where the hell were you tonight? I put a lot of money into the show. As our director, you owe us.
Oh, be still your foolish mouth. Nothing to be gleaned by watching one show with a fraudulent audience of an opening night. Went for a walk, passed by the Cathedral of the Holy Cross, waiting. Wildly spiritual, I tell you, those Catholics really know how to put on a show. And right there, in the middle of the Eucharist, I had an epiphany. At this stage in the life of any musical, one must refrain from inventing anything brilliant, but simply eliminate all that is god-awful. What, I ask you, without fear of contradiction, was the most god-awful thing in our show? Jessica, of course.
Carmen, I came back here to convince you to get rid of our star, only to have the cast inform me that she's in hospital. I see the hand of the Lord in this.
This is Confronting. Important phone call for you. Your office.
Thanks, Johnny. It's probably my husband.
And where was Sydney tonight, Carmen?
Oh, Sydney is in New York, nailing us a theater. And if I know my husband, also nailing a soprano who doesn't dance but knows how to move.
Well, at least she can joke about it.
It's easy to joke about marriage when men like Sydney and you don't take it seriously.
There's absolutely no comparison. I never did as much as flirt with any woman in any cast once you and I got married.
Barbara O'Brien.
She was an usher. And besides, that was only after you moved out.
Oh, so you finally looked up from your music and noticed I was gone.
Johnny, you're the stage manager. How's the cast taking the reviews?
Well, they decided to throw an opening and closing night party.
Ah, defeatists, the lot of you. You've yet to hear my plan of action, but hear it be sharp. Johnny, come and help me watch you move the piano.
What plan? Does he really expect us to go to Broadway using an understudy?
Well, at least we'd still have Bobby in the title role.
Oh, and that's what's important, right? I mean, that's probably the whole reason you teamed up with me again, was so you could rekindle the romance with our leading man.
When I signed up for this, I had no idea that Bobby was in this show.
Oh, really? Then why at our very first rehearsal did you walk right up to him and say,
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, sweetie.
Well, it looks like we're all heading back to New York a lot sooner than we thought. But if you and I are going back together, this is one flop that's a big hit with me.
On Beyond the Unfun, a brief demonstration of what's been wrong with this show right from its very first love song.
you mean Making a Pin? That's one of my best songs in the show.
One of our best songs.
See, at least Georgia agrees with me.
Nonetheless, I've had a problem with it since our very first day of rehearsal. Georgia, sing our leading lady's opening number.
Now, which song is this?
The one with the new lyric Georgia wrote about me.
About Rob Hood.
Precisely. Aaron, play. Georgia, sing. Johnny, put her in like Q5.
Like Q5, this is silly. I haven't sung on stage in
No,
years.
just sing.
Thinking of you. Sometimes it seems I've spent every moment of my waking day thinking of him, making him laugh, sometimes making him strong, sometimes making him feel some place in the light is his, telling him just how special he is. Thinking of him, telling the truth, nobody's willing to tell him the truth, fighting for him, living for him, thinking it over, that's what I think I do. Where isn't it time? Isn't it high time? I was thinking of me too.
Maybe it's time. Maybe it's high time. You were thinking of.
Thinking of me
Well done, Georgia.
Gee, I finally hear how that song was meant to go.
Listen, Chris, if you say something's been wrong with this song since our first rehearsal, you're gonna have to tell me what it is.
It's that we ever allowed Jessica Crenshaw to sing it. Now look here, everyone. I think it's a damn shame that our leading lady collapsed at tonight's performance. She might have done it weeks ago and saved us all a month of misery. But the cavity that Jessica has created must be appropriately
May I
filled.
speak? As Jessica's understudy, I feel terrible taking over under these circumstances.
No need to feel terrible, Nikki.
Oh, no, but I...
No need, because you're still going to be the understudy to Georgia.
She hasn't been here! I don't know, Chris.
You know the score and script better than anyone. You sing the songs from your heart because that's where they came from. I realize it's been quite some time since you traded in your tap shoes for a rhyming dictionary, but...
Excuse me, but speaking for those of us in the chorus, I really think that Nikki should get the role. I mean, she's talented, she's dedicated.
And because you're Nikki's understudy, if she gets the lead, you get her part.
Well, that too.
Nice try, Bambi. But either Georgia is in or I'm out. What do you have to say to that, Oscar?
Chris, I'll put my money where your mouth is.
Launder it first. Ellen, I assume this move more than meets with your approval.
I don't know, Chris. To be honest, it doesn't.
Oh.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I have my reasons.
You always have.
Besides, this entire debate is pointless if Jessica shows up tomorrow.
God help us, her performance was worse than ever this evening.
Jessica Cranshaw will never be better than she was this evening.
She was horrible.
I know. But she will never be better. She's dead. That was the hospital. And in terms of future performances, Jessica Cranshaw now has a conflict.
What happened?
They wouldn't tell me.
What do you mean they wouldn't tell you?
Chris, would you like to say something to the company about Jessica?
Well, shall we all observe a moment of silence to match the audience's response to Jessica's first number?
Chris!
Oh, all right. Let's all form a semicircle. Boy, girl, boy, girl. No. Tallest on the inside. Bambi dear, you're blocking the entire right side of the house. Now, people, Jessica was part of our company, and now we part company. But I know you'll all remember her in your thoughts and in your resumes. And as lesbians, I'm sure each of you would like to express your sorrow as both a tribute and an acting exercise. Sasha, F sharp minor.
Their plans, the woman's dead.
But someone
Oh, it's such an honor to be on this stage with each and every one of you! Interrupted rehearsal, but let me assure you I don't want my own work to delay your production from reaching the home on Broadway it genuinely deserves. I happen to see Robin Hood in previews, and may I say that with the exception of the deceased Jessica Cranshaw, you all are such wonderful performers. And what a great score.
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. I appreciate that.
On behalf of my half of that compliment, thanks as well.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I've done a little community theater myself. Oh, no, nothing that fancy. Although my Billy Bigelow at the Brookline Barnhouse got a favorable review. And in A Midsummer Night's Dream, my bottle was very well received.
Wait a moment. You say you're from Homicide?
Well, yes. Based on a preliminary autopsy, it's clear that Jessica Cranshaw was murdered.
Murdered? What are they doing about the killer? I mean, does he get some sort of trophy or a Pontiac?
Chris!
Sorry, pure reflex.
What killed her?
Hydrocyanic acid. Commonly used in electroplating, as well as the gas chamber at San Quentin. It was in capsule form, which is why no one realized she had been poisoned until the capsules dissolved in her stomach, starting a chemical reaction, creating her own personal gas chamber internally.
Oh, how horrible!
Working backwards from when the capsules dissolved, we know she swallowed them in the very final moments of this evening's performance.
Well, Lieutenant, isn't it possible that she poisoned herself?
Trauma at the back of her throat suggests she didn't take them voluntarily. Now, may I ask who's in charge here, other than myself?
Permit me, Lieutenant. I am the critically acclaimed director, Christopher Belling, and I'll be blocking your investigation.
I hope that's not the case, but if you need to wrap things up with your cast, please go right ahead.
Now, people, I know you'll all give Georgia your support as she steps into the late Miss Cranshaw's shoes.
Oh my, that is just brilliant!
As one would expect from me. Those of you ready to press on with Robin Hood and Georgia, give me a show of hands.
That's it! People! Life is full of setbacks and disappointments, as my husband first demonstrated in the bridal suite of the Hotel Taft. But with Georgia in the lead, we've got ourselves a real shot here. This show, it's going on! What do you say, gang? Are you with me?
You know, if we leave now, we can catch the last train back to New York. Come on.
Stop! It's clear that every one of you is in perfect physical condition, so the show must go on. Why? Because, as old as time itself, there's a grand theatrical tradition that the show must go on. Forget it. I've got a contract. You signed a contract. Go read your contract, and I will count to 10, and then I'll sue you. Oh, yes, I'll sue you. And when I sue you, you'll never work again.
Representative, I am Miss Bernstein. As equity deputy, I must warn you, any further threats, and you will be brought up on charges.
Oh, shut up, Blaine.
The name is Bambi, Mother.
Alright! Let's put it this way. For the backer's sake, I'm asking for permission to let the show go on. The show must go on. The show must go on. Because I say the show must go on. Horseshit!
I can't believe I'm hearing this. I won't believe it. Putting on a musical has got to be the most fulfilling thing a person can ever hope to do. You people, you're all heroes to me. You're star. And though your analyst may never couch it that way,
Analyst, couch.
don't know how lucky you are. And some policemen and detectives dream of show business. They can't get arrested, but still they sit around the station and fancy this life. They cheer Sherlock Holmes and cheer Mac the Knife.
Ask your cleaning lady, don't you dream of show business? Vocalizer stretch beside the bar.
Her a preventive shrug as she shambles your run, lets you know how lucky you are.
There's a special kind of hole around the show business.
Just ask the next waiter.
Who's in fifth position? His voice is just grand.
He gives you the check, you give him a hand.
If the boys in ballet parking turn to show business, they can scout a higher ticket for your car.
And my tree surgeon now started taking a bow. A bow, get it? B-O-U-G.
How lucky you are. We're a special kind of people known as show people. We live in a world of our own. Our days are tied to curtains, they rise and they fall. We're born every night at half-hour call.
Half hour.
We can't picture being anything but show people. So millions find the whole thing quite bizarre. But that hum in our hearts when the overture starts helps us know how lucky we are.
Show people! Show people!
And this Robin Hood really should go on.
Lieutenant, may I speak to you for a moment? My name's Nikki.
Harris, Miss Nikki Harris, I read your bio several times through on the bus ride home the other night. May I say I found your performance particularly memorable. It was just lovely.
Well, thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
I'm just crazy about your little vibrato.
Oh, you're very kind. Anyway, yesterday, Miss Crenshaw asked me to help coach her on some lines, and of course I said I would be glad to help.
That's so like you.
Well, I'm also her understudy, or at least I was. I guess I'm George's now. But then these 3 letters fell out of Miss Crenshaw's script. She didn't take them seriously, but I kept them. I'm afraid my fingerprints are all over them. They're death threats. See, the words and letters have been pasted onto the page, cut with tiny curved finger scissors from a newspaper or a magazine. I would imagine.
You're murdering the score, but I'll murder you. You'll drop before the curtain does. If you don't quit, you'll die legit.
Can you tell anything from them?
Well, they seem pretty negative in spirit.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were hoping for the Arthur Conan Doyle version. Well, unfortunately, these notes reveal very little. Except that the man that sent them is in his early 30s, 6 feet 4 in height, wears a pewter ring, served in the Merchant Marine, and despite being right-handed, is known to his closest friends as Lefty.
Oh, I didn't even know all that.
I don't. You probably hoped I would be able to tell from wow. If I could do that from just, wow.
For a minute there, I was impressed, as I once told my husband in the Hotel Taft. So what do you say we all go across the street and have ourselves one slobber knocker of a wake for the late, if not great, Jessica Cranshaw. Drinks are on me!
Just a minute, I'm sorry, but this theater has been quarantined. All the exits are guarded and none of you can leave. No, I'm sorry. The company and crew will be living right here in the theater until further notice. Emergency services will bring in cots and meals.
The talented members of this cast are entitled to a day off.
The talented members, even you, Elaine.
Listen, tell me if I'm wrong here, but to the best of my recollection, Jessica Cranshaw never left the stage during the show's last 10 minutes. If so, then I'm very sorry, but she had to have been murdered by one of you. I've never had a case with this many suspects, and I can't have you all followed around the clock. Better I keep you under lock and key until I solve this crime.
Aren't you taking the law into your own hands, Chucky?
Well, that's sort of what I'm paid to do. That's why I have my own badge and gun. Anyway, being sequestered here will allow you to focus on fixing the show.
Fixing? Get your damn hands off of me!
Who's that?
Oh, that sounds like my husband. And on his best behavior.
I guess he left New York.
Lucky New York.
Well, well, well. Isn't this just peachy keen? You all waited up for me. Johnny, I'm still wearing my coat. I'm sorry, Mr. Bernstein.
Sydney, it's been a god-awful night.
I hear you, Chris.
And I'm turning in my resignation.
I can't hear you, Chris.
And what about you? How are you holding up, Oscar? Oh, can't complain.
No, you can't, can you?
Welcome to Boston, Sydney.
Ooh, well, hello there.
It's me, Sydney. Your stepdaughter.
Sorry about that, Fawn.
It's Bambi.
And the last of the least, Mrs. B, my junior partner and lesser half.
Just get it over with, Sydney.
What? You expect me to be upset? I left you in charge of opening night. And what do I return to see? But a dead leading lady, deathly reviews, and a bunch of cops that tell me I can't leave this damn theater.
Well, I'm afraid you've arrived at just the wrong time for you and just the right time for me, Mr. Bernstein.
Excuse me.
Lieutenant Frank Chopper. Now listen, folks. You should all go about your various tasks just as if this wasn't the scene of a homicide. Detective McNichol is waiting downstairs for your pertinent information. I would like you to give him your name, address, and an autographed 8x10 glossy. And I'll be speaking with you in the morning. Pleasant dreams, everyone.
But Lieutenant, I surely can't be a suspect. I was in Manhattan when Jessica was murdered.
Can you prove that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was keeping company with a certain young actress on Keeping on Sutton Place. I'd give you her name, but I'm sure it would ruin her reputation.
Your chivalry is touchingly convenient.
Lieutenant, I know many influential friends in New York City.
Too bad you're in Boston.
And will you be wanting me any further, Lieutenant?
No, but I do have some questions for your boyfriend.
Oh, I don't have a boyfriend.
Oh my gosh. Actually, Miss Harris, I would like to take you into my confidence regarding this investigation.
Why is that, Lieutenant?
Well, because if I don't, there's really no reason for us to keep talking.
Then take me into your confidence with confidence, Lieutenant.
There's something very wrong here. I just met an opening night cast who seem all incredibly eager to close.
Well, I can understand how they might feel. They all gave up wonderful jobs and hit Broadway shows just to work up here in Boston. I've never performed outside of this city, and Bambi's had to fight her mother every step just to be in the chorus. And the rest of the crew are overworked and underpaid. Though, surely not enough to drive any of them to murder.
Keep in mind I'm within arm's reach any hour of the day or night.
You think I'm in some danger?
No. That was a completely unrelated thought.
You live with danger on a daily basis, don't you, Lieutenant?
No. Most of the time it's just paperwork and procedure. Detectives have no opening night, Miss Harris. We make our entrance when the curtain has fallen on someone else's life.
But it's like a calling, isn't it? Like a doctor or a teacher?
Or an actor.
I suppose you're right. I can't imagine doing anything else with my life. It's not wrong to be married to one's work, is it?
No. Not at all. But sometimes it's no honeymoon. I like my job. I really do. And if I say so myself, I'm good at it too. I catch the bad guys, well, most of the time. So it's a good life, a perfectly good life, not exactly sublime. When I finished my work and I crawl into bed, I reflect as I turn out the lights that the day that's to come and the week that's ahead will be lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights. Lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights.
Oh, it's so reassuring to have such a dependable schedule, like matinees every Wednesday.
Or brisket and broadbeans each Thursday.
With your friends.
I like my pals, the guys on the force. We're not very social. They're all married, of course. Sometimes we go bowling or have a few beers. So it's a fine life, a perfectly fine life. I give it 2 cheers. But sometimes I think at the end of the day, when I've read The Last Burglar is Right, the life that I lead is a little bit gray, with its lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights. Lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights.
How about your acting roles? Don't they make for a change?
Oh, Miss Harrison, from the 23rd of May to the 12th of June, when I turn my life over to the Swallow Street Players, that's more than a vacation for me. That's the overture of hope, the curtain rising on the greatest joy of my life. But the rest of the year, the life that I lead is a little bit gray, with its lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights. Lunch counter mornings and coffee shop nights. I don't mean to seem forward, but might I walk you home?
Oh, I'd be delighted. But you said we're not allowed to leave.
Damn.
At
impossible, I hear you say, but you know, somehow I do it.
If one of you is the killer, would you please take her next?
Listen up, folks. Detective O'Farrell is here with the last load of clothes from your hotel rooms. Pick up your bundles downstairs, and in 1/2 hour, Lieutenant Chuffy will be questioning altos and tenors.
Lieutenant, rising from your interrogation chamber to grace us with your presence.
Thought I'd stretch my legs. I've been stuck in the green room all day.
Well, at least you got to sleep in your own bed last night.
Sorry about that.
I intrigue you, don't I, Lieutenant?
Yes, Mr. Belly, both as a director and a suspect.
Lieutenant, Jay, I got what you wanted.
Oh, thank God. And did you get the clothes for Nikki Harris that I asked for?
Nothing but blues and green, like you said. Say, you trying to set a trap for her?
No, I'm trying to match her eyes.
Heads up! I'm tripping black legs!
Excuse me. Lieutenant Frank Chaffee, homicide. Mind telling me who you are and how you got in here?
As a member of the press, I am exempt from your quarantine, Lieutenant. Daryl Grady of the Boston Globe.
After the review you gave Robin Hood, I can't imagine why you'd show your face here of all places.
I am as mystified as you. The show's producers called and asked me to pay a visit.
That's right. Carmen Bernstein. Thank you for coming, if not for your review.
Now listen, I tried my level best to say something good about your production. I praised the choreography and that young woman who played the schoolmarm, Miss Nikki,
Harris.
Harris, yes. Well, that is all in the past. My condolences for the loss of your star and your show.
Grady, I told you 2 weeks ago when you interviewed me, we're taking this show to Broadway no matter what the hell you wrote.
We are not closing Robin Hood.
Oh.
And once we have ironed out the kinks, we want you to come back and review it again. With Georgia Hendricks in the lead.
Georgia Hendricks, your lyricist. She hasn't been in a show in years. Oh, well, that is a story. And there is a precedent for reappraising a show with a new lead. Oh, all right, I tell you what. I'll re-review your show tomorrow night.
Tomorrow?
It's the best I can do. And just bear in mind, not many shows can survive 2 bad reviews from the Globe in 1 week.
All right, Carmen, gather the cast. Tell them you got 24 hours to get in 2 weeks worth of rehearsals. And if this show fails, you'll live to regret it.
What, Sydney? The reason you're such a lowlife is because you spend all of your time in the gutter with all the other rats.
Oh, good day, Lieutenant.
Hello
Just
there.
needed one, Miss Harris.
That's a beautiful dress. It matches your eyes nicely.
Thank you.
And I can't believe it, Mr. Daryl Grady. Am I allowed to offer my thanks for the kind words you wrote?
I'm sorry, Miss Harris. Yes, please don't misunderstand me, but I try not to fraternize with the artists that I review. But let me say that you did stand out in what was otherwise an abundantly misguided production.
Mr. Grady, I thought your review of Robin Hood was needlessly cruel and way off the mark.
Well, I'm not sure that you're one to judge acting, Lieutenant.
Of course, you're the expert. However, I regret to inform you that I'm placing you under arrest for the crime of murder.
What? Have you lost your mind?
Any statement you you make may be taken down in writing or used against you in a court of law.
This is insane. What are you saying?
I am saying my best lines from Agatha Christie's Murder at the Vicarage. I played Chief Inspector Slack for the Natick Town Players 2 summers ago. Oh, did you think I was being for real? Gosh, I'm not sure you know how to judge acting, Mr. Grady. You may go now.
Come on, Grady. I'll walk out with you. Let's talk about those reviews.
Swell acting, Lieutenant. And not just on a community theater level, I mean like college.
Oh, well, thank you.
And, how is the investigation coming along, if I may ask?
I've been going over the show's financial records, and, you know, you were right. Everyone is working at the same equity minimum. And not just newcomers like you and Bambi, but your stars as well. Listen, this is no place to talk. Let's you and me get out of here for a little while and...
You won't let me.
Damn!
Lieutenant, you must clear the stage immediately. I've just been informed I have less time to reinvent this show than Moses had to cross the Red Sea. And he had God on his side.
Hey, is this true?
I'm being reviewed tomorrow.
Nikki, go and fetch Bambi. I have no choice but to reroll in the same boat, here and now.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this.
Why? You think something's going to happen?
No, I just really like this number. Although...
What?
No, it's nothing. But...
What?
Gosh, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this and shoot me with my own gun if I'm out of line.
What is it?
I don't think simply changing the choreography is going to help. The song itself is kind of lackluster. It lacks luster.
Oh.
4 women on the Arkansas River in a rowboat that's sinking fast, trying to make it to the federal courthouse in Wichita before the farmers lose their land. Great stuff. It's your 11 o'clock number. But the song itself is kind of... I wonder, could we hear a bit of it?
Sasha? Please sing for the lieutenant, will you? Here you go, Shocking, just for you.
In the same boat, on the same sea, shaking inside as the tide keeps rising. Bury a ship, bury a sail, bury a soul on the whole horizon. Still we are not discouraged due to the ancient book that you like me to. And take it all on the chin when you're in the same boat.
For such a big moment in the show, it's sort of mild-mannered.
Strangely enough, I agree. We need an entirely new composition. One that's catchier than Geek Eye.
Oh, you want a hit?
Yes, and not some song from one of your failed shows either, Ellen. None of your Ein Klein chunk music.
Listen, Chris, if you expect me to come up with anything, you have to find me some time alone with my piano and my writing partner.
Well, your writing partner is now my dancing partner, and the star of this show. If we're going to get the saloon belt number under our belt tonight, we're all finished.
And I need to see that very number in full dress regalia this instant. Johnny, tell the cast to change for the Act 1 finale from the final bars in the barn at the Barbie Bar Saloon.
Say again?
I can't say that again.
Mr. Belling's rehearsal takes priority, so if any of you need to change costume, go ahead. The rest of you, please proceed downstairs where Detective O'Farrell will be fingerprinting the entire company.
Really?
That is, unless one of you would be kind enough to explain why you committed murder. So let's clear the stage and give our composer the solitude he needs. That should buy you a few moments alone with your piano, Mr. Fox.
Alone, yeah.
Must be quite a challenge, having to create when your writing partner is...
Otherwise, engaged.
Could I ask, only because I've wondered this my entire life, which would normally come first, the music or the lyric?
Well, I'd say it's the same answer as the chicken or the egg.
So it's the lyric.
No, a great melody doesn't always need a lyric or a lyricist.
Well, then how do you start?
Well, it can start with just a note, which can become a phrase. And you try hanging words on each branch, like trimming a tree.
Sounds easy enough.
Oh, really? Well, don't talk about love, or you'll have to say fits like a glove, or as certain as push comes to shove, you'll pine for the woman you're constantly thinking of. You see the problem?
Dangling participle? So you suggest staying away from love?
Oh, at all costs. And don't mention your life, or you'll have to say cuts like a knife, or refer to the heartbreaking strife. And you find that you're missing your...
Missing?
What?
You were saying what you miss.
I miss the music. I miss the song. Since she's not with me, it comes out wrong. It doesn't matter how hard I try. I've lost the music. I don't know why. And you've a partner, the room is filled with jokes and chatter. She says something, you say something. She writes a line, you play a man. But when you're writing a song without a partner, that's a completely different matter. No one tells you that's not funny. No one says let's cut that bar. No one makes you better than you are. I can't pretend I miss the music. I miss my friend. No need to ask me what I prefer. I choose the music I wrote with her. I liked the music I made with
Aaron! Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting?
No, I'm afraid I'm the guilty party there. But thank you, Mr. Fox, for all the insights.
Thank you.
Miss Hendricks, good luck on your upcoming number. We'll speak later.
I forgot my lyric. Can you believe it? Me.
Well, you're not the lyricist now, you're the star. How does it feel to be back on the boards?
Terrifying. Thrilling. I've missed
Yes.
the stage.
Come on, Angel, we gotta be that way right away.
Must we?
It's our last chance to land the number before we pack it in for the night. Come on, honey.
Aaron, I think you were right when you said that I was wrong for this.
Georgia, break a leg.
Thanks. You can finish the song without me?
I'm a one-man band. I
and hog-tie his fancy Miss Nancy. He made a getaway. He left me flat away. At times like this, a modernist should gallop that away. When love goes this way, don't blow your bliss away. You might find out he's just about a hug and kiss away. No matter which way, he takes that which way. I won't relent till he'll consent to make us switch away. If he's in Santa Fe or in Piscataway, I'll pack my gown and leave this town and travel that
is champing at the bit for Act 2. And this set. Who doesn't love a saloon?
Yes, as long as we're all in our places, I would like to fix our pose for the Act 1 curtain.
Sorry, but if I may, I've had a chance to speak with everyone, and you seem to be a terrific bunch of people. But I'm afraid this briefcase contains some compromising evidence I've turned up about one of you. Don't want to point fingers, but I have some additional questions for the
Important phone call for you from headquarters.
Shoot. Mr. Belling, just carry on with what you were doing.
Yes, as I was saying, I would like to fix our pose for the Act 1 curtain, so if everyone would just gather around...
As I thought. As you were. Looks like everyone but Nikki has something to hide. There's nothing in the briefcase, by the way, except a container of chowder from the Union Oyster House in Manhattan. Yeah, here you go, O'Farrell. So I've spoken with everyone, made a few phone calls, and what do I come up with? A murder victim named Jessica Cranshaw working for a fraction of her usual firm salary. A distinguished director who despised the late Miss Cranshaw, but slaves to make the show work all the same. A dancer choreographer who turned down the chance to work with Balanchine to do a song and dance for spare change. Ex-partners in music and marriage who inexplicably reunite, though they no longer work together in harmony. A one-man bank named Oscar Shapiro, who despite having no prior interest in theater, suddenly sings one payment after another into this musical. A company who celebrates when their show is being torn to ribbons by the critics because this means they're at long last free to take better jobs back on Broadway. What does this tell me? That Sid Bernstein has been blackmailing every member of this company into working on this show. Even the dancers.
Okay, so when I was starting out, I gave Sid Bernstein an audition I hoped would remain private.
And what about you chorus boys? You seem like clean-cut fellows. What could all of you have possibly done that you wouldn't want the folks back home to know?
Lieutenant, I think that most people have something about themselves they would like to keep to themselves.
Agreed, but I'm not here to uncover all your dark secrets. Just the one that caused someone to murder Jessica Cranshaw.
Listen, people, I had no idea that this was how Sidney got all of you to work for so cheap. He was in charge of the negotiations.
Sure, he won't be able to deal his way out of breaking the law. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't be blackmailed anymore. But you're all still murder suspects.
Seriously?
Now get to work. You may have joined this show for the wrong reasons, but you're going to press on because you have a contract.
Damn straight.
And Oscar deserves a return on his investment.
Thank you.
And because for the best way for me to solve Jessica's death is to turn the heat up in this pressure cooker of a theater. And lastly, because this could be a really great show. Take it, Chris.
Very good.
Heads up! We're striking the set!
What? No, Johnny, I'm not finished. I still get to fix our...
Sorry!
Oh, never mind. Let's have the last 4 bars, Bobby. 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm headed that
Why is there no curtain?
We're having a little trouble with it.
I want it down now. Did you see something going up as the curtain came down?
Holy sh! Raise the curtain, quick! Johnny, don't lower the curtain!
No! Raise the curtain!